So your child has some homework with a picture that looks like this or like this. The first question is, what is it? Well, this structure is called a number bond, and it's meant to show the relationship that these two bottom numbers can be added together to make the top number. The math words for this are that addends compose a sum. But in the context of number bonds, you're more likely to hear these called number partners or number pairs. So the next question is, how do you use number bonds? Well, you'll probably first see number bonds in the context of translating pictures into numbers, or to use more math words, translating pictures of things into numerical representations of those things. And then you'll get into story problems. So you'll probably see worksheets with things like one stack of books with 3 books in a stack, one stack of 2 books, and how many books are you checking out of the library in all. Then later, you'll see problems with missing addends, meaning if you have one number in a pair, what is the number that partners up with this number to make this sum? So when it's time to return your 5 books to the library and you've got 3 of them in your backpack, how many more do you need to find? Of course, next, you'll see a lot of switching of the addends. So if you need to return 5, you have 2 in your backpack, how many more do you need to find? And that's to reinforce that these two numbers always go together. They are partners of 5. You can switch the order of them, but you cannot switch the relationship to their total. Now, as you can see, number bonds really lend themselves to describing story problems. So your child will be doing lots of drawings, first of things, then of number bonds, as they learn to find the relevant information in a story problem and put it in the correct order in this structure. Okay, your next question may be, why? Because when I was in school, we did not use these. Well, although these problems seem really simple, there is a lot of work here for little brains. And the first really big idea is that when you count a bunch of things, the last number you say is also the total number of things there are. So when you say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5 represents both the last thing and all of the things together. And I know that sounds weird because adults do not remember not knowing that. But the idea that the last counting number corresponds to the magnitude is a very big idea and is not trivial to tiny minds. So that may be a thing that your child already knows. And if so, having the pictures alongside the numbers reinforces that idea. Another big idea that number bonds support is that numbers have relationships to each other. So when you're adding groups of things, you don't have to start at 1 and count all the things. You can know that if you've got a group of 2 and a group of 3, you put those groups together and get 5. And 2 and 3 will always make 5. The big idea here is that every number has a partner that when you put those two partners together, they always make a certain sum. You can change the order of the partners, but you cannot change the relationship to the total. And that's what this structure is meant to show. Yet another big idea that's supported by number bonds is the idea that math represents things that happen in the real world. So these little pictures and the story problems that go along with them help your child translate something concrete into an abstract model of a situation using numbers. Having pictures and number bonds together is one step in the abstraction from concrete things to abstract numbers. So you're past basic addition and still drawing number bonds? Well, these are really great for representing subtraction problems as well. We already talked about a missing addend problem in the world of addition, but that's effectively a subtraction problem, or could be solved just as easily either way, depending on the problem. Once you start asking all of the questions that are represented by this number bond, you get into what's called fact families. So 2 plus 3 is 5, 3 plus 2 is 5, 5 minus 2 is 3, and 5 minus 3 is 2. That's a fact family, and those facts are all represented by this number bond. Of course, 2 and 3 are just one set of the partners that make 5. There's also 4 and 1, and 5 and 0. And since your kids need to know all of their math facts up to about 20, you'll be drawing lots of number bonds and number partners. Thanks for being here, and if there's something else in your kids' math homework that you would like an explainer for, just send me a picture of it. See you soon.